it's Cricket from the Coat Hangers, and you're listening to Drop the Mic.
Hello, girls. Caitlin, come help me in the kitchen. Hurry up, because I forget where it is.
That's her mom. She's got amnesia.
What if you couldn't remember your real name, your first kiss, or your last goodbye?
I don't remember.
Honey, you have an ETA on that carrot?
Stow it.
And then suddenly,
I used to do this. I'm a chef. Yeah!
without warning,
Give me something else.
Celery! Italian!
Ah!
all your memories
Name's Charlie. I'm coming back.
came flooding back to you.
Evening, Charlie. Long time.
One bullet at a time.
I got movement on Samantha Kane.
Good.
I may have a lead on someone. They still have some of her stuff.
This man, he's going to help me find some things out. So we'll be safe.
Your full name is Charlene Elizabeth Baltimore.
This could be trouble.
My name is Samantha Kane.
No, forget all that.
I'm in the PTA.
Then quit! You're an assassin working for the United States government.
We have 24 hours to find her and we kill her.
Run for your life!
Charlie Baltimore's alive, sir.
Who are you?
Name's Charlie. The spy.
Back when we first met, you were all like, oh, fool, I burned the darn muffins. Now, you go into a bar, 10 minutes later, sailors come running out. What up with that?
Honk if there's any trouble.
Yeah, so Miss Daisy, I'd be honking.
If you have plans for a calm, quiet evening,
Cover your ears. Hey, should we get a dog?
it's time to kiss them all. Good night. Gina Davis, Samuel L. Jackson, The Long Kiss. Good night. Directed by Rennie Harlan.
Welcome back to Drop the Mic. We are your faithful hosts, J-Dub and the Swan, along with our man of the hour and local projectionist, Mr. Chris Pawlak.
Yeah, thank you. Man, listening to that trailer brings me back.
Yeah, it's pretty bad, right?
That's a good trailer. The dude that used to do all the voiceover for the trailers, a guy by the name of Don LaFontaine, that voice was unmistakable.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, he died about a decade ago.
Wasn't there a couple people who kind of sound like that same?
They have that similar sound, but no one sounds like Don LaFontaine.
Yeah.
And all the trailers back in the day, like he did all the voiceover for.
Nice. So today is Shane Black's Predator drops.
Yes, and that's why I wanted to talk about this. Shane Black now has moved into directing, but got his start as a very successful Hollywood screenwriter, and was one of the first screenwriters to be pulling huge paychecks per script. So I figured, if Predator's coming out, let's talk about a Shane Black movie, and let's talk about one that he's written, because he hasn't directed many at this point. And I know you guys talked about The Nice Guys last year.
Now, would you say this film is underrated?
I think it's very underrated. I think it's a great action movie. I think for the time it came out, it was kind of ahead of its time. I mean...
Progressive.
Yeah, progressive. There's a lot of parallels to be drawn to, like, The Bourne Identity.
Yeah.
And this was 6, maybe 7 years before that this movie came out. And this is 96.
It kind of feels like a Lethal Weapon-ish too, right?
Yeah, well, Shane Black. So this is my, I think, personal favorite Shane Black script of all the movies that he's written, just strictly written. Because if I have to go with, like, the best Shane Black movie ever, I'd have to go with probably Kiss Kiss Bang Bang.
Yeah.
But out of all the scripts that he strictly wrote, which includes Lethal Weapon and Last Action Hero, which he did a rewrite on. He wasn't the original screenwriter. I know that you guys brought that up when you did your episode. But Last Boy Scout.
That's actually funny that you mentioned The Last Action Hero, because I was going to make a point that this, the way this was shot, or kind of the way things happen, reminded me a lot of kind of that over-the-top Last Action Hero feel. Yeah. And that's I didn't know he actually, you said co-wrote it? Or he's a part of it somehow?
Zach Penn... You guys talked about it. Zach Penn and someone else wrote the original screenplay, and then
they scrapped it.
Yeah, Columbia hired Shane Black to do a big rewrite on it.
Okay,
and he gets credit along with Zach Penn for the script, but it wasn't his original screenplay. But yeah, like a lot of Shane Black movies, kind of over the top action, and a lot of crazy dialogue, which I'm sure we'll get into because there's a ton of great lines in this one.
Definitely.
But personally, I think this is his best script out of those main ones that he wrote before he started direct.
Nice.
And now for a special news report, brought to you by Drop the Mic.
All right, Chris, do you have anything? Since you're the guest, I know you don't really contribute to the news too often, but I got to give you the opportunity.
No, because I think my news for the day is your news of the day, so I'll let you take it.
Well, yeah, Burt Reynolds passed away
today,
which would today, because we doubled up today.
Yes.
So this is next week's episode.
So we're talking to you from the past.
Yeah, that's right.
Did a back-to-back recording.
It's okay though.
Which I appreciate. That was my request for you guys, because next week I'm really tied up. So thank you so much for accommodating that.
No, yeah. But as we were saying, Burt Reynolds passed away at 82. Out of nowhere, kind of.
Yeah.
I think he was supposed to be involved with Tarantino's new movie.
I believe I did read that he was part of that cast, and I don't know if they've shot anything with him.
I don't know that about.
Or if they would.
They did start shooting, but I think they're in still the early stages.
I'd be curious to know if they finished his stuff or even started it. And if they hadn't started it, are they going to recast? Recast that part?
Yeah, I think they would.
I would assume that they would. I don't know if Tarantino would want to be chopping characters out of his script if they're already shooting. But I told Wesley earlier when he told me the last couple of times I had seen him on a talk show, he didn't look.
No, I brought that up to him too. Like he didn't look in the best health.
Yeah, but that's unfortunate.
Expecting it sometime, but I wasn't expecting it this soon.
Yeah,
but yeah.
But R.I.P.
R.I.P. Yeah.
Watch Boogie Nights to honor him, because he's great in Boogie Nights.
I love that movie. Okay, I'll pass it on down to you, James.
Okay. So speaking of Tarantino, this has to do with a little bit of the Star Trek movie that he's supposed to be a part of. We may actually be getting that film sooner than we actually thought, because of the whole Chris Pine and Chris Hemsworth wanting out of Paramount. They might actually make this Star Trek a priority for them, and
to keep them on,
to at least get them in with Quentin.
Okay.
And who this next Star Trek was actually supposed to be directed by S.J. Clarkson. It's a female director. It's going to be her first one, I think, to direct. But they may be switching films, so she might get the Star Trek without Chris Pine. So, do
you know why Chris Pine?
It has to do with the contract. I don't know if he wants more or he doesn't. I have no idea.
Okay,
but I'm assuming it's with money. And speaking on that, Carl Urban, who plays
Bones,
in the Star Trek films, he actually said that he thinks that everything's going to be okay. He thinks, because he's friends with Chris Pine, so he knows a little more insight, and he thinks he's confident that everything's going to work its way out, and he'll be back. So I don't know if take it with a grain of salt, but that's his opinion.
Tarantino.
Yeah.
Fix anything.
Yeah. Exactly. Some other news: Die Hard 6, which apparently is happening. I didn't know this was even in
Did
talks.
the last one do good?
The last two haven't done
the
well.
last one. That's when he's in Russia with his son. Or whatever.
Yeah, Good Day to
I didn't
Die
even.
Hard.
I've seen half of that, and I own it.
That dude they keep trying to push on.
Jai Courtney.
Yeah, Jai Courtney.
He's the new Gerard Butler.
Yeah. So that one is going to be happening, but they are scrapping the Die Hard title, and it's just going to be called McClane. And this
Trying to do the Logan thing.
This is actually going to be a prequel / present day. So it's going to be flashing back to when he was like a beat cop.
Are they doing like the
I don't know if they're de-aging or they're just recasting someone who's younger.
But cast JGL.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool because he plays a younger him in Looper. But I guess it's supposed to take place 20 years before, or 10 years or something, 10 to 15 years before the first one. So he'll obviously be younger. Probably, I think they were saying something about him being a rookie on the force. So look forward to that. If I mean, it's all still kind of in development and in talks, but I know Bruce Willis will probably do it. He's kind of, what I've read is that he's for sure on board.
Well, of course.
Yeah. So
you know, that's a sleeping motherfucker.
Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah. I don't know, dude. What's your opinion on that, Chris?
Fuck all that. It's like the Terminator movies that they just keep making, and no one really wants them.
Yeah.
You know?
It's just, for them, I think it's just money.
Yeah, but what made Die Hard so cool was he was just like a regular guy, but now they're gonna have some prequel where he gets in some big action adventure, like
that's what
long before the Nakatomi Tower.
That's what a lot of people are having a problem with. Is like that's why your point exactly.
Yeah,
why Die was so great, because he's just a normal cop who was off duty and got thrown into this situation, and they make you assume that he has never been in anything like this. So why even have him in a prequel situation where he's writing parking tickets or something? I don't know.
Yeah,
but
it's stupid.
So that's probably gonna happen if. Yeah, and Bruce Willis is 60 years old already. So I mean.
Now, Keanu's just had a birthday. And
he's 50, yeah.
Is he 50?
He's 50.
Dude,
he just turned 54, I think.
Jesus, he looks great.
Yeah, he is. Did you watch Mission Impossible?
Not the new one. I haven't seen the new one. I want to see it so bad, yeah.
It's so fucking good.
Yeah, Tom Cruise is...
He's 56.
Like, yeah, and he's breaking his ankles while he's filming the movie. But, yeah, on to some more news. What else? Henry Cavill will play Geralt from Witcher, which is a video game, I guess. Netflix has actually picked up the rights for it, and they're making a series. Wow.
So he's on board.
He's already signed on for it, and he's been posting pictures on his Instagram.
Interesting.
Kind of like I think he posted up a fan art from Boss Logic, the guy who does it. Yeah. So he's like, oh yeah. So he's pretty hyped for it. I think he's. I know he's kind of waiting for a Man of Steel 2 sequel, but Warner Brothers really isn't giving it to him. But I honestly think he's kind of maybe giving up on it and just doing his own things now, because he did Mission Impossible.
He's really good in Mission Impossible.
He's in talks, or he's rumored to be in talks about becoming the next Bond.
Well, he did that other spy movie.
Yeah,
he is. Oh,
he said he would love to be Bond because that's one of the only movies or one of the few movies he would get to play talk normal like a British.
I never knew that.
Yeah,
I think it was like Andrew Garfield. For years, I had no idea that guy was British, because he was always playing an American in all the movies I'd seen. That's nuts. I had no idea Henry Cavill was British.
Yeah. What else do I have? Ozark season 2 is on Netflix now. If you watched the first season, check that one out. So the first season's awesome, I think. The second season, I haven't watched it yet, so I'm probably gonna check that out. Wesley Snipes has gone on to say that he is possibly there's possibly a Blade 4 coming. He's kind of I guess his team and Marvel's team or whatever have kind of been in talks for the past couple of years.